Link Server 2010 is similar to some of the other enterprise products like Exchange 2010 in that the management components are secured using role-based access control, or what we know as RBAC. So the idea is that all of the graphical tools, like the Link Server control panel we're looking at here, the graphical tools are built on top of PowerShell. So everything you do in here, from enabling users or creating policies, all of that stuff really under the hood here is being executed by PowerShell commands. And our RBAC role is really just a collection of a set of commandlets. So if I wanted to give you a very specific set of capabilities, I could put you in a role that just had maybe 10 of the 550 link commandlets that are out there. So when you do your forest preparation, if we take a look in Active Directory here, early on when we did our forest preparation for Link 2010, we created some universal security groups. So these are some of the built-in RBAC roles. If you remember, we did the CS administrator for our administrator account. If I put you in this group, when you launch the Link Server control panel, you're going to have capabilities to do everything that there is to do. And that also goes along with the management shell. But if I wanted to give you less capabilities, I would put you in the CS help desk group. And that would basically give you kind of like a read-only type of access. So if we take a look at the members of this group, you can see that I've put my generic standard user account in there. So this Mike Pfeiffer account has basically only CS help desk. He doesn't have any other special Active Directory rights. And I've signed into the control panel as Mike Pfeiffer. And you can see here that if I view my roles, I've got CS help desk and that's it. Now, the interesting thing is if I come over to users, what you'll notice is the enable users option is grayed out. That's because the CS help desk role doesn't have the enable-cs user commandlet available to it. So this user in that group can't use that commandlet to do that. And that's really the whole idea. It's just figuring out which roles these people need to be assigned. We really just need to put them in a security group and then give them access. So the big question is, if I put somebody in a particular group, if I decide to maybe put somebody in CS Voice Administrator, how do I know what's going to be lit up in the graphical or which commandlets they're really going to get? Well, you can make that determination by going into the Link Server Management Shell. So I've already got that running here. So let's do a get CS admin role. What you get back is a bunch of stuff. You're going to get back an object for every role. To make this a little bit easier to read, you can just do a select identity, and there's your list. So this is your built-in roles. Now you can create custom ones, but it's recommended to try to use the built-in ones. One thing to keep in mind though is that these roles are global in scope, meaning if I put you in CS Help Desk, if you're added to this group, you'll be able to see all of the link-enabled users everywhere in Active Directory. Or I could give you the CS Administrator role, but that would give you the ability to link enable any user in Active Directory. Now, there's ways to customize that, but it's something to remember. These built-in roles are global in scope. But one of the main reasons we came in here is we want to see which commandlets are available with each of these roles. So here's how you would do that. Let me create a variable. This makes it easy. $var equals get CS admin role, CS help desk. Now I can do $var. Of course, that's going to give me that object, but there's a property called commandlets. That property will give you a list of all the commandlets that are part of that role. So there we go. Most of these, as you can see, are get commandlets. We do have some test commandlets. These commandlets are known as the synthetic transaction commandlets. So you can test things out like testing voice user access and some PST and outbound calls. So some nice things that a help desk person might do. But really, you'll notice that there's not very many or any at all. There's one set commandlet here that we've seen so far, but not very many set commandlets, meaning you can't really change a whole lot. Not very many remove commandlets, so you can't really remove a lot of stuff. So really, almost in essence, a complete read-only type of role. So that's how you would see the commandlets for a given role. And remember, you just essentially need to do a get CS admin role on the actual group name. So you could look at the groups in Active Directory, or you could just run this commandlet without any parameters and see that list of groups. Now, at any time while you're here in the control panel, you can also come up to home. This will tell you, based on who you're logged in as, what your RBAC roles are. You might have a list of multiple, and you can also click this link to get more details about role-based access control. This will actually take you out to TechNet, where if I can get past all of these pop-ups, you can see here it's taking me out to TechNet into the link documentation. So if you get into a situation where you're not sure exactly what a particular role does, and you've looked at the commandlets and you're still confused, you can come in here and view the documentation, and it talks a little bit about some of the issues that go along with that. But again, if you can leverage some of these built-in role groups, that's really the best way to go about this. We'll also take a look at how you can customize this going forward.